refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope y'all having a great day today. It is Dave's Doghouse today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am live on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. So make sure you like, share, subscribe on all platforms. Can't wait to get into everything today. But before I get started, make sure you also go subscribe to all the channels on the network. You got CTC with my boy Carl. I was on the show with him and Ace last night doing the ACC review. Make sure you tune into RBO. It's the NBA playoffs, so he's gonna have something going on almost every single week. My guy Vaughn. Make sure you tune in to FFC Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. I know he has the AFC divisions lined up to be. He's gonna be soon talking about those coming up as well. You got Unfazed with Joe and AJ, so make sure you tune into those as well. Also, make sure you tune in to R2L later today, 7 p.m. Myself, Tomo, and Joe will be going live at 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune into that. We got some NBA playoffs to be talking about, and Cowboys got George Pickens, so we got to talk about that as well. Then you got BWT, Baseball with Teddy. You know, the best baseball show you're going to see on YouTube, and he talks about everything. He talked about opening weekend. He's going to be he talked about the awards, talked about the Yankees. So you want to watch the baseball content, tune to BWT. And I can't forget in the red corner with the boxing show with Ricky, Ty, and Tomo. It's a strictly boxing show, nothing else other than that. And y'all just gotta tune in. Appreciate you for tuning in. First comment, Speaks, appreciate you. Got some good content coming today. And I can't wait to get started, honestly. So, y'all know what we do here. We put people in the doghouse. We call them puppy child. But lately, I've been, I haven't really been talking about dishonorable mentions. But I got one today. This honorable mention today is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers are down 0-2. And they were the favorites to win that series. Now, the reason why they're dishonorable mention and not in the puppy child is because they did have 3 players that did not play in that game. However, they did have a 20-point lead in that game, and they ended up losing it. And it's crazy how it happened. And yes, I know that there was a lane violation where Tyrese Halliburton shouldn't have went forward and grabbed the rebound because his foot was forward before the ball hit the rim. But it's not too many games where they're going to, make them play it over because of a violation or something like that. Because the last time I remember that happened was when the Miami Heat played against the Hawks. I think it was March or May 8th or something. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago when we had Shaq on the team and we had traded him to the Phoenix Suns and for Sean Marion. And then in that game, it was figured out that they gave Shaq the wrong amount of fouls. They gave him 6, but he only had 5. And he ended up not playing the game. I mean, Miami still ended up losing the game, so it really didn't matter much. But that's the last time that happened. But the Cleveland Cavaliers just, I don't know. That's 2 games where they had leads and they blew it. And they ended up losing that. They're losing the series right now. They're down 0-2 going into Indiana. So what's going to happen? Are they going to make some changes? Are they going to play Indiana and make sure that they don't go down 0-3? Because that's looking like a real possibility right now. I know right now Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter are all at shoot around today. So let's see what happens with that. Let's see if they actually play. Because I did see another report that Darius Garland is far from being able to come back right now. So I don't know. Maybe he finds a way and plays today, but I don't know. There were some people saying that, the Cleveland Cavaliers were better without Darius Garland anyway. So this is why they did honorable mention. I mean, they have the number 1 record in the Eastern Conference, number 2 record overall in the NBA, and they had clinched the number 1 seed a while ago. And right now, it's looking like everyone's valid about what they said about the Cavaliers, because everyone said that they don't believe in the Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers look like you don't need to believe in them right now. So they're going to be my honorable mention for the week, and they get no sound. So now we get into Puppy Chow, the doghouse. Who is going to be in the doghouse this week? Well, my very first contestant that's going into the doghouse today. Young player, but is now being talked about as if he may be traded or not, because they don't know if he fits the future for this team. And this team has also been in conversations about possibly going for Kevin Durant. And right now, it seems like he might be a part of that deal to go and get Kevin Durant. And the person that I am talking about right now is Jalen Green. Jalen Green is definitely going to be in the doghouse. There were some comparisons between him and Cade Cunningham when they got drafted. And some people were saying that the Detroit Pistons messed up when they drafted Cade Cunningham over Jalen Green. And honestly, you look at this playoffs, I think that the Detroit Pistons definitely won that. I mean, Jalen Green had an outlier game of 38 points. That should not have been an outlier game. An outlier game should have been a game where he only scored 8 points. And that seemed to be more of the norm for him, which is crazy, because Jalen Green has been considered one of the best young players in the NBA. And that's in the series against the Warriors. He put up 12 points, 11 points, 8 points, 9 points, 7 points, and 12 points, and 38 points. The outlier. How was 38 points the outlier out of everything that you do in this series? I just don't. I'm lost for words. Jalen Green was supposed to be one of the best players on the Rockets, and he's supposed to be either 1A or 1B between him and Alfred Sengun, and Sengun actually played a lot better than he did. So I don't know. And then right before the playoffs started, he didn't have good games going into the playoffs. I mean, he had a 7-point game, a 2-point game, another 7-point game, and a 5-point game. I mean, this is not what a star player looks like. I don't know. I mean, it's the Rockets, so maybe it's just a bad thing that the Rockets ran into the Warriors, because the Warriors have beaten them, gotten them out of the playoff 5 times since they made the playoffs, 6 times since 2015. So maybe that's what it is. But Jalen Green is definitely in the doghouse, and that he gotta do better. He has to do better. The Rockets, when Jalen Green scores under 10 points, are 6-8. When he scores at least 10 points, they're 47-24. So you just gotta score in double digits. If you're not scoring in double digits, your team not going to win. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, there are talks about him possibly being traded to go and get a Kevin Durant kind of a player. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. But Jalen Green is for sure in the doghouse for this week. So Jalen Green, you're in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. And then next up, I couldn't wait to get to this part, honestly. I could not wait to get into this part because this player was compared to my favorite player of all time. And this was blasphemy to me because this guy only plays on one side of the court. He is not a two-way player like my guy is. And people were saying that he was better, if not the same, on the same level as Dwayne Wade. I'm talking about James Harden, of course. James Harden's for sure in the doghouse. The man just don't seem to get things together. In career playoff games, when he's scored under 4 field goals made, he's had 35 of those games in his career in the playoffs. 35. That is horrendous. Career playoff games under 5 field goals made. He's had 55 of those. And this is the guy y'all was saying was better than Dwayne Wade or on the same level when we continue to see him go missing in the playoffs. Look, I don't know if y'all watched the show the other day, Tuesday, when we talked about this then. But I didn't even mention this. James Harden in Game 7 since 2020 averages 13.8 points per game, 27.5% from the field, 16.7% from 3-point field, and he's still playing 40+ minutes a game in those Game 7s, and he's not even scoring. He's not even averaging 20 in Game 7 since 2020. That's 5 straight years or 6. Like, it's not good. He continues to go missing when the teams need him the most. In 2025, this season, against the Denver Nuggets, 7 points, 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 13 assists. Last year, against the Mavericks, 16 points, 5 of 16 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3, 13 assists. Last year, against Miami Heat, 11 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 4 turnovers, 9 assists. Absolutely horrendous. He just terrible. And then another stat I got to give you. Career playoff games with at least as many turnovers as field goals made. James Harden has 42 of those games. 42. No one else is even that close. That's terrible. People forget that he actually broke the record for most turnovers ever in a playoff game. And this is who they said was better than Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade won the NBA title and NBA Finals MVP in his 3rd season in the NBA. And they were down 0-2 to the Mavericks. If it wasn't for Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat lose that series. People would like to bring up that Shaq was there, but Shaq was not in his prime anymore. He was not. Shaq was good. Yes, he was still good, but he was not the dominant Shaq. Dwayne Wade is the reason why some players got their first ever NBA title. Remember, Gary Payton was on that team. He didn't have a championship until he got there. And Gary Payton was just on the team with the Lakers just a couple seasons before and couldn't win. Antoine Walker got a championship. He couldn't get that with the Celtics. James Posey got a championship. Eddie House got a championship. Like, people got to think about that now, man. Like, Dwayne Wade did something that a lot of people couldn't do. And in the 2011 finals, Dwayne Wade was the best player on the Miami Heat in that finals against the Mavericks. There are multiple times where you can bring up Dwayne Wade and say that he's the reason why Miami Heat won certain games. And there's a lot of times you can say James Harden's the reason why teams have lost certain games. He's lost a Game 7 with 4 different teams. Brooklyn, Philly, Clippers, Houston. 4. That's 4 different teams that he's lost a game 7 with. So, yes, James Harden is for sure in the doghouse. So, welcome. My guy, you in the doghouse. Don't ever want to hear his name compared to Dwayne Wade ever again. Ever. All right. Now, last but not least, for the doghouse. This has been requested to me from a fan of this team, and I'm going to honor that request. Because, I mean, what did they really do right? Because they didn't really do much right in this game. Or in this series right now. I can't believe this, but most people thought that I was tripping when I picked against them in this series. But, I mean, the Boston Celtics are down 0-2 right now. They are down 0-2 to the New York Knicks, a team that couldn't beat them at all in the regular season. Did y'all know that this right here? Well, you're right. I apologize. Ty was the only other person that was on my side. So I appreciate you, Ty, for seeing what I saw. Now, did y'all know that this is the second time in 3 years that the Boston Celtics are down 0-2 when they were the heavy favorites? Y'all forgot that the Miami Heat just beat them 2 seasons ago as the 8th seed. They were the 8th seed coming out of the play-in and went up 3-0. The game ended up going 7, but they still lost that series. And now they're down 0-2 to the New York Knicks, a team that couldn't beat them in the regular season. Couldn't beat them in the regular season. And now look, they seem to have found a way now. And you know what's even worse about this? The Celtics can't hit nothing from 3. They are 25 of 100 from 3-point range. They've missed 75 threes. That's the most threes missed in the 2-game span in NBA history. That is utterly terrible. In the first game, they were 15 of 60. They broke the record for most threes ever missed in one playoff game. 45. You missed 45 plays. Why are you shooting all these threes if you know it's not going in? And then in game 2, you were 10 of 40. You missed 30. And this right here, live by the 3, die by the 3. You got to give Coach Joe Mazzulla some blame for this as well. Because if you see your guys are not making it from 3, you tell them, hey, this is not working. Get to the paint. Get to the line. There's another way to get 3 points. Get to the line. This is what you need to do. Get to the line. Get them in foul trouble. That's what you need. But no, that's not what happened. They did not do that. They continued to shoot from 3, even though they were not making them. And there were times where you thought when the 3 went down, oh, yes, it's finally, there it is. That's the 3 that they needed. Then they continued to miss. It's just not good. They laying bricks out there. They building houses. That's how bad the Celtics are shooting right now. And what's crazy is they only scored 90 points in game 2. OKC in the first half against the Nuggets put up 87 points. And the Celtics scored 90 the entire game. I mean, the Knicks only scored 91, but still. It's crazy. I don't know. You know, there's another team that did this as well, and it did not work out for them. It was the Rockets. The 2017-2018 Rockets and the 2018-2019 Rockets. They're just living and dying by the 3. That's what they're doing, and it's not working. The Celtics had the best winning percentage in clutch games this season. The last 2 games in fourth quarter and overtime, they are 11 of 58 from the field, which is 19%, and 5 of 29 from 3, 17%. That is putrid. That is absolutely terrible. You're not going to win games that way. Joe Mazzulla said that Robinson was plus 19 on the floor, and that's why they tried to get him off the floor, but it just wasn't working out for him. The Celtics win probability peaked at 99.1% in Game 2 and 98.3% in Game 1, and they lost both games. And they were up 20 plus in both games and still lost. Like I said, 25 of 100 from 3. It's not good. In Game 1, these were the shooting splits in the first game. The Knicks were 42.5% from the field, basically 46% from 3, and they shot terrible from the line. They basically shot 55% from the line, so it was absolutely terrible. The Celtics, 35% from the field, 25% from 3, but they shot great from the line. 84. This is the formula right here. This tells you what to do. I just told you. Get to the paint. Force them in the fouls. You're making your free throws. That's where you win at. But you went away from that. They shot more free throws than you did, which shouldn't have been the case. You should have continued to drive the ball and cause fouls. But you just didn't do that. So now this is where you are. They were up 20 in the third quarter, making it their largest blown lead in the playoffs since 1997. That was in Game 1. And you've done it in back-to-back games. You're outdoing yourself in the bad way. The Celtics' 60 3-point attempts were the most by one team in a playoff game. It is the 23rd instance of a team tying 50 or more, and their 25% mark, which was when they missed 45 threes, is the worst of that group. The worst. Most postseason games decided by 5 or less. Celtics have 9. And this is since 2023. Celtics have 10. They've lost 2 of those, and 2 of those they lost to was to the Knicks. The Knicks were 0 of 10 against top 3 teams entering the NBA this season. And they got 2 wins already because they beat the Boston Celtics twice. It's not good. It's not good. Not good. But the Boston Celtics are going to be in the doghouse. Jason Tatum is not shooting well. Neither is Jaylen Brown. Fourth quarter in the last 2 games, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White have a combined 17 points, 12% from the field, and 1 3-point made. That's combined. I'm gonna name these players. Then I'm gonna tell you who has the least points out of these guys in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard, and Jason Tatum. You tell me who you think. A little bit of time. I'll give you a couple seconds. Who you think got the worst? Don't worry, I'll wait. Drink a little sip of water. It's Jason Tatum. Tatum has the least amount of points in the fourth quarter in these playoffs. Yep. Tatum. He's shooting terribly. Tatum he can't seem to get it right. And there's so many people that wanted to give Tatum all this praise from what he's been doing. And Tatum gets himself in a lot of trouble. He gets himself in a lot of trouble, man. He really does. Because of just what he says. He said he wants to be the face of the league. You can't be the face of the league playing like this. Like your averages are not good. You're not playing well. I, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't get it. Now they're the defending champs, so they're gonna go through some hardships, and the reason why is because look at this list. These are the most recent defending champs. This is just the last few years. 2019, the Raptors, won the title with Kawhi. He left. Next thing you know, they go on a drought. The Lakers win it in the bubble. Next season, they got an early exit. Next thing you know, they haven't really done much. They got to the Western Conference Finals just a couple seasons ago, but that was it. They got swept. Other than that, it's been early exits pretty much. If not the first round, they're not getting past the second round. That's just what's been happening. And they've missed the playoffs. So that's happened as well. 2021, Giannis. They won the title, but right after that, the crown pretty much been gone. It just hasn't been the same. Warriors win and won the title. And then they've been fighting to pretty much get back since. Nuggets won the title against the Miami Heat. Been fighting to get back since. It looks like the Celtics going to be going through that same thing. They down 0-2 to the Knicks. Jaylen Brown has not shot well. Jason Tatum hasn't shot well. Tatum can't seem to score in the fourth quarter. And they were planning for Jalen Brunson's flopping instead of planning to get to the line. So I don't know. I don't know. They just need to get it together. And this playoffs, the lowest field goal percentage. This playoffs, minimum 75 field goal attempts. Jason Tatum has the fourth worst. And what's crazy is the MVP is in that. But you saw what he has been doing. You saw what he did the other night. You're not going to see a game where SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is going to just continue to shoot from three when he knows it's not working. He'll get his other guys involved, and he's going to get to the paint and shoot a mid-range at least. He ain't going to keep jacking from three. So, Boston Celtics, you in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. Those are the ones that made the doghouse this week. So now I have an honorable mention I'd like to talk about. I have two, actually. First one is someone who has been scrutinized often, but has actually been playing well, man. And he needs to get more praise than what's been happening for him, and that's Russell Westbrook. I think everyone knows he's not who he used to be. He's not elite anymore. He's not an elite guy anymore. That's not where Russ is anymore. However, Russ in this postseason has upped his game from what it was in the regular season. In the regular season, he shot 32% from three. In the playoffs now, he's shooting 37, almost 38% from three now. So he's upped his 3-point percentage. And there were a lot of people that were saying that Russ should never shoot a 3-point field goal again. And now look at what Russ is doing with the team that's fighting to get to where they are. And a lot of people didn't pick the Nuggets to win that series against the Clippers. He put up 16, 5, and 5 in that game against the Clippers. I'm sorry, 16, 5, 5, and 5. 16 points, 5 steals, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. So Russ has been doing his thing. And even in that game when they got blown out by OKC Thunder, Russ was the most consistent player in that game. If you really looked at it, he was the one giving out all the effort, making the shots, making the threes, making his free throws. That was Russ. In the regular season, he shot 66% from the free throw line. This postseason so far, he's shooting about 72%. So he's up in his game. And his points have also gone up. He was shooting 13.3 points per game in the regular season, and now he's shooting 15. So he's improving his game a lot. And Russ deserves to be talked about, man. Russ is playing a really good game so far. He's shooting 40% from the field against OKC right now from the 3-point line. So, I mean, he's doing what he's doing his job. So I think Russ definitely needs to get some honorable mention for that because he's playing well. He's playing well, and I like what he's doing. My other honorable mention, I got to give it to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges has not necessarily played well offensively, but he stepped up defensively. He's made some key plays defensively that helped out. I mean, we all saw the block that he had against Jason Tatum in the last game to put the Knicks up 2-0 against the Celtics. You know, he led the charge to get them back into that game. He actually scored some points. I think he had 14 points in the fourth quarter or something like that. When he just couldn't get anything else. Jalen Brunson was on the bench and he brought them guys back. They were down 20 plus in that game and down 20 plus in the first game too. And Mikal Bridges just happens to step up when he's needed the most. And they traded all those picks for him. This is giving them a reason why. This is a reason why they gave up all those picks for him. Because, man, he just does what he needs to do, man. He really does. So shout out to Russell Westbrook and shout out to Mikal Bridges. Those are my two honorable mentions for the week. So shout out to those guys. And, you know, I'm giving a dog a scratch. Shout out to my boy Teddy for coming in here. There will be a massacre. Oh, it will be in New York. Okay, I hope so for your fate, because they down 0-2. Not too many teams come back from being down 0-2 in the playoffs. Teddy, you know that, right? Just like no teams come back from 0-3. Oh, Ty, Knicks win by double digits? Wow, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going that far. Hey, that's between you two. But those are my honorable mentions, man. Now we got to talk about, y'all know what it is, man. Dogs of the week. Dogs of the week. And this first one goes to my boy Carl. Carl, you asked me, and I delivered. I delivered for you, my guy. I'm giving this to the Detroit Tigers. Did y'all know that the Detroit Tigers are tied? They have a share of the best record in baseball? They got a share of the best record in baseball, y'all. It's between the Tigers and the Dodgers. The Dodgers are defending World Series champs. And the Tigers are also. They're both 25-13 right now. The Tigers are doing their thing, y'all. Did y'all know? Well, in the last game, they dominated the Rockies. They beat them 10-2. They showed no mercy. No mercy. It had 2 runs in the first inning, 5 runs in the second inning, 2 runs in the third, and then another in the 7th. They dominated that game. When they played against Baltimore, Tariq Screwball, 6 innings pitched. He only allowed 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 11 strikeouts in that game. That boy's nasty. First Tigers pitcher ever with multiple starts allowing less than 5 hits and 11 strikeouts and 0 walks. First ever. He young. He young and he doing this right now. He is balling for these guys. And early in the season, the Tigers reached 10 wins in 16 games. That is the quickest mark since 2015. The Tigers are back, y'all. The Tigers are like a consistent fighting team to be in the playoffs. They went and got Gleyber Torres, who was with the Yankees. He stepped up for them. And then the guy who most people hated the most when he got here, Javier Baez. He has his highest OPS of his career right now at plus 92. The boy doing his thing. The Tigers are winning. They're playing great baseball right now. And look like they're going to be competing to be in the World Series. Who knows what happens? It's still early in the season. I get it. This is 162 games that needs to be played. I understand it. But, geesh, it's still impressive to say that they have the second best, or they have the best record or share of the best record in the league. And you know, this is the first time that they've had at least a share of the best record in baseball since May 23rd, 2014. First time. This is crazy. Well, excluding 2020, because I believe they had that as well in 2020. But come on now. Let's give it up for the Tigers, man. And I know there's a chat rivalry between the Tigers and the Nationals, but I mean, we clearly know who's the better team right now at this moment. It's the Detroit Tigers. That's without question. So shout out to the Detroit Tigers, and you are the first to be put as dogs for this week's Dave's Doghouse. So welcome. Next up, I have as a dog for this week, it will be the team that is also up 2-0, but against a different team. It's the Indiana Pacers. Of course it's the Pacers. Why wouldn't it be? Pacers, y'all, are up 2-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. In that last game, they outscored the Cavs 20-11 over the last 7 minutes to win game one. Well, that's game one. Game one, 112, 121 and 112. And then the last game, y'all, they were also down double digits. They were down as much as 20 points. As much as 20 points. And this was without Darius Garland being on the floor, without Evan Mobley, without DeAndre Hunter. And they were still down 20 plus points. And they came all the way back and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you know who was an integral part in that? Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton in game one, he had 22 points, 13 assists, and 3 blocks. Yes, 3 blocks. Tyrese is playing his heart out defensively right now. And I mean, him, Nembhard, Mathurin, these guys are playing defense. Miles Turner, these guys are playing defense. And this is what I was saying before. The Pacers are starting to play better defense. We know what they were last year. They were a very well-oiled offensive machine. But the defense just wasn't there. This year, they've improved a lot as far as what they can do defensively. And that's helped them get to where they are. And there were still people questioning if they were good or not. They said they had a Mickey Mouse run last year. And that could be validated. They had so many people that got injured. But if you look at it this time, I mean, you know what? They might say it again because Damian Lillard got hurt. But the game he played, he didn't play well. And shout out to Ty, man, because he's the Pacers fan. And you look at what the players voted him as. They voted him as the most. They voted Tyrese Halliburton as the most overrated player in the league. And look at what he's doing. Look at what he is doing. He's playing really good right now. Really good right now. And has his team up 2-0 against the best team in the Eastern Conference, record-wise. Now, they consider the Cavaliers and the Celtics as the top teams in the East. They consider them the Kings in the East. And the Kings in the East are both down 0-2. So it seems like it's going to be some kind of shakeup. I don't know what's going to happen in this offseason. They're talking about the Celtics might have to trade Jaylen Brown possibly. You know, Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday more than likely might be gone. That's $500 million that they're going to be playing to get with two players, and they only got one championship. So I don't know. But the Pacers are moving in the right direction. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Right now, they're going to be on the same path to get to the Eastern Conference again this year. And for those that's going to say that they got there because they had guys injured, they were up 20 with those guys out and still lost. So to me, that excuse needs to be gone away for that. Because come on now, that shout out to the Pacers, man. Shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, and those guys. They playing lights out. They're dogs. Okay, people. Now we get to the big dog. Big dogs of the week, man. These are the ones that have done the best, in my opinion, of how they played so far. And you know who I'm giving it to? I already talked about one team being up 2-0. I mean, it's only fair I give it to the other team. It's the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks were heavy favorites to lose this series to the Celtics. But they're up right now. So I know I told y'all that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White have 17 combined total points in the fourth quarter in the last two games. Well, you know who scored more than them by himself? Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson was just named the clutch player of the year. He has 20 points, and he shot 55% from the field in the fourth, with 4 3-pointers made. 86 total points in the fourth quarter in these playoffs. That's the most. That's the most out of everyone else. And you know, another thing, OG Anunoby, the other guy that they had given a contract to this offseason after they went and got, after they went and traded for Mikal Bridges. He, when guarding these players, is locking them up. Jason Tatum, when guarded by OG Anunoby, is 2 of 8 from the field. Derek White is 0 of 6. Jaylen Brown is 1 of 5. Everyone else is 2 of 10. That's 5 of 29 from the field when OG Anunoby is guarding players on the Celtics. That's 17% from the field. He locking these guys up. And they want to put Jason Tatum as the face of the league. I'm sorry, he can't be that right now. He can't. He has to change what he's doing. Because you have Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby locking you up right now. They are strapping you up. And that needs to improve in order for you to say that you're the face of the league. May we remind you, you didn't win the Finals MVP last year. It was Jaylen Brown. You didn't win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. It was Jaylen Brown. But the Knicks are playing very well right now. They are up 2-0. And no one other than me and Ty picked them to win the series. There's no, at least I can say in the chat, there's no one in the chat that believed that they would be able to win the series against the Celtics. And I already knew that I was going to be, scrutinizing this. But I just had to go with what I thought. The Knicks, man, were down 20 plus points to the Celtics in game 1 and game 2. They won game 1 108 to 105. And they won game 2 91 to 90. They are holding the Celtics to shooting 25% from 3 as a team. They are literally shooting the ball from 3 exactly way too much. Yes, you are a great 3-point shooting team, but it is not working for you right now. Get away from it. Learn from the 2017-2018 Rockets and the 2018-2019 Rockets. When you live by the 3, you die by the 3. When it's not working, switch it up. Joe Mazzulla, switch it up. Jason Tatum, switch it up. Jaylen Brown, switch it up. Because the Knicks were dominated by you guys in the regular season. They couldn't win a game. But when it matters the most, they are winning. This is why I have always said what happens in the regular season does not matter in the playoffs. It does not. It continues to prove itself every time I say it. What happened? What teams you play in the regular season don't matter. Look, the Miami Heat got swept by the Bulls in the regular season. When it came to the play-in tournament, they got blown out by the Miami Heat. When LeBron James and Dwayne Wade was with the Miami Heat, they could not beat the Bulls or the Celtics in the regular season. The playoffs came, they got them out the door. It just don't matter. It does not matter. It matters for seeding. If that's what's really important to you, then fine. It's cool. Get your seeding. But what you do in the playoffs matters a lot more than what happens in the regular season. A whole lot more. And the Knicks are up 2-0. Going home to see what happens Saturday, tomorrow night. They're going to be playing against the Celtics at home. Will the Celtics have another 20-point lead and blow it again? Will they shoot better from 3? I don't know. Will Jason Tatum score more than 15 points? I don't know. It's yet to be seen. But the Knicks are doing very well right now for their team, man. And it's just crazy to see this because I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't expect the Knicks to be up 2-0. I said that I had it going 7, of course. And look, before the series started, the Knicks were plus 600 to win the series. They're now minus 135. The Knicks were down 20 on Monday. Came back from 20-1. They were down 20 on Wednesday. And came back from 20-1. It's just, I don't know, man. The Knicks just seem destined to win. And now to get in just to that game, it's costing them a lot of money. Also, to mention Mikal Bridges again. He was my honorable mention. But to talk about him now, since I'm talking about his team. In game 1, he had a game-winning steal on Jaylen Brown. Game 2, like I said, he had a game-winning, or they could call it a steal. Game-winning steal on Jason Tatum. So, look, those are the 2 stars. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Both of them got the ball plucked from them from Mikal Bridges. And Mikal Bridges also put 14 points in the fourth quarter in that game. I don't know, man. Jason Tatum he's averaging 18 points per game, shooting 29% from the field and 25% from 3. And he has a total of 6 points in the fourth quarter. All I know is he gets strapped up. So the New York Knicks are the big dog this week for the Doghouse. Welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. See y'all later on today at 7 p.m. Y'all enjoy your lunch if you're at work, if you're on lunch, and I'll see y'all later on. Have a great day and turn me up, 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 up.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.